right? The goal is to give this app away for free to the average consumer. It doesn't cost them anything. They can refer people to the app and actually earn money from referring it. We're calling it Tap a Friend and Earn a Buck, as long as that user is active for 30 days. But we also have a more robust program for our entrepreneurial folks like yourselves, which we call Tapestry Affiliates. We are relying on you to be our user acquisition. So instead of us going to big ad networks and spending millions of dollars to get users to download a product, we'll pay you. When you tap on your friend, when you market on social media or on YouTube or your close confidants, and they download and stay active, we will pay you every single month passively as long as these users stay active, which we're super excited about. So I will take this time just to walk you through kind of a bit background on my previous company. Here you will actually see, and I am taking the time to be specific here intentionally, and this is recorded so you guys can also share this later. Every single line you see here is a unique phone. And this box that they're actually representing is a parking lot, right? So the question becomes, this is our client who's in downtown Nashville. If they parked at our parking lot, where did they come from? What the client wanted to do was create dynamic pricing. So if you're from Tennessee, you get a lower price. But if you're outside from Tennessee, you get a higher price. Makes sense. So the question becomes, again, how would they know where the person came from? Mobile location data, right? So what we did is we drew little geographic polygons around all these parking lots. And then we said, dear database, where was this phone hours ago? Where was this phone 24 hours, 48 hours ago? And as you begin to zoom out, you can see the power of this data. So they were all in this parking lot. But as I zoom out in the United States, you can clearly see, and this takes a little bit of time to load, they came from everywhere. They came from the Northeast, the South, let's move this. They came from the West, out in Alaska. And then we had even this one single person who came all the way. Where'd you come from? I think it's like Israel and Tel Aviv. So who would have access to this data? Well, the big social companies, the search companies, but we see the value completely anonymously of understanding human movement ultimately across the world. And when we collect this data, we're going to pay you for it. And when we monetize it, we do it anonymously. We think brands should use ethically sourced data where the consumer has consented, they understand their data is valuable, they're getting paid for it, and they can also participate in the value exchange. So just wanted to lay the foundation there, kind of where the data goes, how do we use it, have we done this before? We've been doing it for quite a while.
To the one screen that showed all the lines.
Sure.
Like, I just think it's really interesting how we call the app Tapestry, and I think that gives a really good visual of the reason why we call it Tapestry. What you see, when you say anonymous location device IDs, that's what you're looking at right there, correct?
Exactly right. Completely anonymous. We don't know who these people are. It's a completely anonymous aspect for us. It's just a phone that went to this location, but they went to a location that was interesting to us or one of our clients. So that's the key. So this is Carl Quintilla. You may know him. He's on CNBC with Squawk on the Street. This is an example of how we at Complementix use mobile location data to look at Disneyland, right? So Disneyland was launching this new Star Wars Galaxy Edge attraction. And the question becomes, was it good? Was it successful? Did people actually go to this new attraction? And you ask the question again, who would know? Well, Disney would know, but they're a publicly traded company. They're really not going to give out this information to other people. Well, we would know at Complementix. And in this exchange, we sold data to Barclays. And then Barclays did the actual research to show that, yeah, people did this specific example didn't go pretty well. It was actually a poorly launched. And you could see us as the source of data here. So that's an example of just theme parks. And in this example, you'll see as well, this has nothing to do about personally identifiable information. It doesn't care about Walter or Tom or Georgia or Stephanie or Chuck. It's completely anonymous. And what we plan on doing here at Tapestry as well. So here you see a back office of Complementix collecting data. So hopefully you guys can all see my screen. You see here, I'm highlighting the United States, and that I see roughly 410 million devices. This is right now, right? This is not what we've done in the past. This is like today. We see all these hundreds of millions of phones coming on. Obviously, people get new phones constantly, and that's increased as many cell companies allow you to just pay a monthly fee and just get a new iPhone or get a new Google or Samsung phone. And also, you can see worldwide that we have so many different devices. Some of the questions come up is, do we want to launch internationally? Absolutely. I mean, we see value in Brazil, Indonesia, and Germany, and Bangladesh, and Iraq. Of course, we want to launch internationally as well. So what do we do with this data? That becomes the question. Number one, have you done this before? Yes, we have done this. We've been doing this for years. Here's the amount of data that we currently see in the United States. What do you do with